welcome along to the Invincible podcast with my man Lee Judges in the building. How you doing, mate?
Oh, all good, all good.
Good. We've been getting a bit of stick this week, man. I've had every Tottenham fan on my case, mate. Every single one of them.
And Arsenal fans, we've been called everything. Like I'm blaming you.
Ain't my fault.
Push me towards it.
Listen, you know what it is, right? Is that we were asked our opinion on Richarlison, which, of course, if in case people don't understand what it's all about, Tottenham signed Richarlison this week. We've been asked. I've been asked on a couple of videos before, and I guess a few weeks ago. And I was like, Richarlison, I do rate him as a player. I do think, I do actually. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and just because he's gone to Tottenham.
And I'm with you on that as well.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's a very, very good player. I do think they paid too much money for him, probably 60 million, but who cares as a fan, I guess. So they've got Richarlison because we've been previously asked, Richarlison or Jesus, who would you rather? And I was sort of one of the videos. I was like, you know what, Richarlison. It wouldn't be a bad shout. However, since then, I've completely changed my mind, and now he's total shit. You know what I mean?
She's such a better player, and we're much on the Jesus side now. Like,
listen, I am very, very happy that Arsenal have signed Gabriel Jesus. Right? I think we needed a striker. We needed a number 9, and I think. You know what? I'll put it out there now. I think that he will score more goals this season than Richarlison, right? So I'm more than happy to have Gabriel Jesus. Tottenham have signed Richarlison. Good luck to them. But our player is Gabriel Jesus, and I am more than happy with that signing. I actually think it's a very, very good signing. And actually, as I've said on previous shows that I've done, if you actually out and about and you're speaking to people, there are a lot of people saying, fantastic signing, great signing. What I want to know from the Tottenham fans, that all you Tottenham fans are always whinging about him diving and doing all this sort of stuff and cheating and that, you're going to have the same energy now. As a matter of fact, they've got 2 of the biggest divers in the league now.
Yo.
They're going to win a lot of penalties this season, I'll tell you that.
To be honest,
with them 2 in there, with Harry Kane and Richarlison diving all over the place.
To be honest now, they've probably got the most hated front three in European football. Like, let's be honest about it. Like, Song, he's not even...
He's not hated. Son's not hated.
Well, he is by his own players, because he's never got voted for the players' player. Do you know what I mean? The reason is because, he's diving and doing everything like that. So they thought, well, we don't like you, so we're not voting for you. That does happen. Harry Kane just being Harry Kane. Oh, I don't like Harry Kane. You know what I mean? Always chirping at the referees because he's England's captain and all that, And now they've got an even worse one. Well, I'm going to say this about Richarlison. That sort of... I like that. A little bit of that. If people go to me like... Oh, Richarlison can't stand him. Yeah, if he's against you, but if he's in your team, you would like all that.
Yeah, although sometimes he goes over the top. But yeah, you're right. Listen,
Spurs won't be moaning when they won't be moaning. Dodgy penalties and all that season. And they'll get a few now. Song always gets for it. That one he got against us this season. You know what I mean? Makes them more than what out of it. Like the referee falls with it, they're going to have it tenfold now with him.
And let me remind some of you Tottenham fans, right, when you're talking about Richarlison, right? I saw that graphic that came out. Gabriel Jesus versus Richarlison. Jesus 159 games, Richarlison 173. Remember, Jesus wouldn't have started as many as Richarlison. 58 goals he scored in comparison to Richarlison's 48. 29 assists to Richarlison's 16. Goals per match, 0.36. Richarlison, 0.28. Shooting accuracy, 47%. Jesus, Richarlison, 33%. Jesus is, to me, is more an out-and-out goal scorer than Richarlison. And I am happy with that deal.
And I'm not changing my mind on what I said and all that, because
he's a good player, Richarlison.
I do like Richarlison. You can't argue. But the difference is now where I think is with Richarlison, he's going to Tottenham not as the main man. He's not going to be the main man there.
No.
Where he was the main man at Everton. Now, Jesus now is going to Arsenal when he's going to be the main man. And I think that that's something that will enhance Jesus. And I don't think that's a good fit for Richarlison. If Arsenal would have signed Richarlison, just say instead of Robinho, he'd have gone from Everton to Arsenal as the main cheese, the main one. So I think from that point of view, I think that Jesus is going to be a better signing. Not because I think he's a better player or not, but I just think on the circumstances of what it is. Now, I'm going to... because he's gone to Tottenham, I don't like him no more. I'm going to be honest. He plays for Spurs now. Like, you know what I mean? Everything goes wrong that can go wrong for him. Like, you know, same for Basuma. I do think Basuma's a good player, but do I like him now? No, I don't give. You know, I don't wish him any good luck going to Tottenham. And I mean that sincere. I don't mean like him as getting injuries and whatever. I just hope that it doesn't work out for both of them. And both of them regret going there. You know, and I state this, and I state this now, that I still think it's a positive from our point of view with Jesus, because he's coming to Arsenal because he wants to play for Arsenal. Not because of Champions League, not because of this and this and that, because he wants to. And I've stated that many a times, those players I want at my football club. I don't want players that want to come for Champions League football or they want to play for Barcelona. You know, Richarlison, for instance, if he does really well at Spurs, could be wanting to go Barcelona and tapping for a move to Real Madrid in a couple of years' time, because that's their dream, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like, so, as you quite rightly said on this show, like, you know what I mean? Yes, last
You're having a dig at me, aren't you?
I am having a dig at you. Like, I told you about the Rafinha
thing. You're having a dig at me.
I told you. Yes, I did. I told you. And you wouldn't have it. And I
you're sly, you know? That's your little sly go around the corner to have a little
WhatsApp you the other day, like, yes, yeah, you know, no response to it, just laughing face, because you know that I was right, you know what I mean? And
so you're going to tell me then, right? So if it didn't work out with Barcelona, and Rafinha then turned around and said, well, you know, it's not quite worked out at Barcelona, but I'll come to Arsenal now. You're telling me you'd say no?
Well, because hopefully we've got someone else. I think this is a
No, just answer the question directly.
No, I don't want him no more. He's had his opportunity to come to the Arsenal.
Listen, it don't work like that.
It does. In my world, it does. He had the opportunity to go to Arsenal, and he didn't. You know what I mean? And then all the Chelsea fans jumping on and you know, he wants to go to Barcelona. That is the end of it. And I'll tell you what.
Yeah, but you might not end up at Barcelona. You could still end up at
Arsenal have been played. He's getting what he wants now. Barcelona were nowhere near it a week ago.
You see, this is the thing, though, right? And I've heard some people say this, and I don't think you can... I think we need to understand how transfers work a bit here, right? A player is available of real top quality, yeah? Arsenal have got a little sniff and found out that he's going. They know the financial situation that Barcelona are in, right? All right, they know that's his preferred destination, but they know that Barcelona are in some financial trouble. It is perfectly good sense for Arsenal to try and make a move to sign the player. If ultimately the player decides that, you know what, I'm holding out for Barcelona, we tried.
I've got no problem.
I want Arsenal trying to get players of the highest quality. It doesn't mean that we're always going to get that. Listen, you've got teams that are bigger than us, that have won more things than us. Like look at Real Madrid. They won everything last season. They won the Champions League, and they still didn't get Mbappe. It's how it goes. You know what I mean? So, but you've got to, if you're not trying.
I understand that, but like, I'm going to go back to when Arsene Wenger done all this. Everybody slagged him off for it. When we could have signed Messi, we could have signed Ronaldo.
Don't you think those would have been good signings?
They would have been good signings, but we didn't get them. But all of a sudden there was a criticism because, like, you know what I mean? If. But under this management team, it's fantastic news that we went for Vlahovic and didn't get him. Look, we showed our ambition. We showed our ambition of Rafinha. No. Right, who are you going to get now? After Rafinha, who is the player that you want?
Well, that's what we're going to have to wait and see. That's
because
what we're going to have to wait and see.
Because there better be someone coming. Because if you're prepared to spend £60 million on that position, that means that
50 million.
Or 50 million. That means you feel Mikel Arteta feels that he needs something to isn't something not quite right there. So I expect to see somebody coming into that area.
If the right player's available.
I've had enough of all this. If the right player's available.
So just go out and buy anyone.
No, but it's no good going for players you ain't going to get neither, is it?
No, but you've got to try. You got to
Oh,
try.
well,
All right. Let's look at it this way. All right. Say at the moment, a lot of people are talking about Serge Gnabry. Yeah, and the fact that he hasn't yet signed a new deal with Bayern, probably wants to stay at Bayern. He's probably at the moment, even though he's only got 1 year.
I'm not listening to you.
So,
No,
hold on.
I mean, like, you've got me in enough trouble this week, right, with this bleeding Richarlison thing.
Listen,
like that,
listen, right, football's about opinions. I will give my opinions. If people don't like it, right,
fair enough.
stuff them, right? Because, you know, everybody gives their opinions on things.
Yeah.
Oh, just because he's gone to Tottenham now.
It's
oh,
all-
yeah, you mug, you. Oh, shut up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's an opinion.
I don't like Harry Kane, but he's a quality player. We have to admit it.
Yeah.
You can walk around blind and carrying on stupid like these things if you want to do, right? I'm a person, I love my football, I study my football, right? Just because, you know, Basuma, I wanted Basuma at Arsenal. He's gone to Tottenham. That's a good signing for them.
Yeah.
I'm being real about it. Just like what you said, I hope it don't work out. I hope he flops at Tottenham. But I would have been more than happy to have him at Arsenal. You can't just turn around now and he's gone to Tottenham and say, oh, he's rubbish.
He's rubbish.
Oh, he's
Didn't want
crap.
him anyway.
Look at this. Listen, just, you know, so I don't, people like that who want to criticise for that, you can criticise, keep criticising. You're going to have years of doing it when it comes to me because I will always state my opinion. But going back to what I said, with Serge Gnabry, right? Gnabry probably, let's be real right now, he probably wants to stay at Bayern. Yeah? He's probably looking for a bigger contract at Bayern and bigger wages than what they're willing to pay him at the moment. So there's a lot of brinkmanship going on at the moment, yeah? He's kind of using a lot of teams around to drive up his price and drive up the bargain.
So you get other teams getting
However,
paid. I get that.
However, if Bayern turn around and say, well, we're not giving you that and we're only giving you this amount, and he decides to leave, what do you think the only club that's going to be interested in Serge Gnabry is going to be Arsenal?
No.
Don't you think clubs like Real Madrid are going to be alerted? Chelsea are going to be alerted. You know, lots of clubs across Europe, Juventus, all these clubs are going to be interested in buying him. So, what are you going to turn around and say, well, you know, because he hasn't come out publicly and said he's coming to Arsenal, I don't want him. Nah, you go and you try and get the player. You try and persuade that player to come to you because he's a player of real quality. You can't just turn around every time and say, oh, well, if his first choice is Barcelona, so I don't want him.
Right, so you
can't say that.
So you're going to be happy then, right? Now, the transfer window's closed. We've just signed Jesus and...
Of course I won't be.
Right, no. On your theory, this is Jesus and Vieira have signed. But we tried to get him.
I never said that. When did I say that? I didn't say that.
Well, you said we're trying. And I said, well, we want another target now. Oh, and you just said, we've got to settle for something that we don't want. No.
I want another target.
So
and I want
that's
another.
What I'm saying. Another target's got to come in.
But I want another target, and I don't want just anyone. I want someone in the same ilk as Rafinha. I want somebody of real top.
Yeah,
I want somebody of real top quality.
That's what I'm saying. A Gnabry comes in or someone
I want someone
like
that's going to push. I want someone's going to push the players that are there. The other thing I think that we have to be careful of sometime in the transfer market, right? And we're all guilty of it, including me, is big name, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Because, you know, let's be real. Before Rafinha went to Leeds, Rafinha was signed from Rennes for £17 million.
Never heard of him.
Right? And hardly anybody would have heard of him. Just a few people would have. And if you have heard of him, you just heard little whispers about him.
Never heard of Mahrez.
Right? Never heard of Mahrez. Never heard of Kante. Right? All these players that have come into the league and have done brilliantly. Before Richarlison went to Watford, I never heard of him.
No.
Right? So you can get caught up when it comes to transfers in this big name thing. Right? I'd never heard of Martinelli. You know what I mean?
Never heard of Vieira.
Never heard of Vieira.
Both of them.
Never heard of Vieira when he came. When we signed Thierry Henry was having a hard time of it.
Juventus, yes, he was.
Remember?
Yeah, he was.
When we signed Dennis Bergkamp, he was having a hard time of it for Inter.
Yeah.
Right? So I think we've got to be careful because sometimes you go out there. Let's just look at some of the big names that were signed last season. Lukaku. How's that turned out?
Not very good.
£100 million. Flopped.
Look at
right?
What's his name? Who's gone to Real Madrid, the Chelsea player, Hazard.
100
million they spent on him. Like, you know,
absolute flop.
Baller at Chelsea.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, if you're signing him at the time, you're like,
it'd be
you're jumping up and down. I mean, the flares are out and all that, but he's been an absolute, been a
total disaster.
Yeah. Nicolas Pepe at Arsenal. £72 million. I remember I was over in France at the time. I was going like that ain't worked out.
Tottenham with Ndombele.
Ndombele last year. Every Tottenham fan, there's a warning for you guys when you're telling me about Richarlison, yeah? Every single Tottenham fan was telling me that this guy's the best midfielder since sliced bread. It solves their creativity problems. Wow, amazing. How many different teams in Europe wanted him? Where's he now? You sent him back on loan to the very same club that you got him from, and you know what? They sent him back. You know what I mean? So a lot of times it's not about, I know at this time of year, we want the big signers. And as I said, I'm guilty of it too. I wanted Rafinha. But maybe it's somebody else whose name's not up in lights right now that might turn out to be that signing that's better than Rafinha. But I would have loved Rafinha because I just feel that we've seen what he can do. He's proven. He's still young, and I just feel, I looked at him, I thought it's a player that's going to fit what we do. But just bear that in mind, that a lot of signings, Grealish to City, flopped.
Well, it's not been a great one, has it?
So far, it's flopped. Let's be real. It's flopped. He's not
regular in the Man City side.
And he ain't done nothing.
No.
He ain't done nothing for Man City. So, but if we'd have signed Grealish last season, we'd be jumping around, and so I think we've got to be a little bit careful. I know every Arsenal fan, you know what I mean? I know you've been upset. You've been moaning to me, you know, all for about half hour before even coming here about if I don't see this and I don't see that.
Oh, exactly.
Right? It could be, you know, a sight. You know, it could be Fabio Vieira that you're like, bloody hell, what a brilliant.
I've said that, but
wow.
We need to sign, and I'll still say this now. Like, you know, Jesus, like, it's like, oh, look at this, what we've signed here. Look, you know, make this such a big thing. We forget about we ain't done this and we ain't done that. I'm not going down that road no more. There ain't a long way to go.
The 1st of September.
No. I'm not going down that road of the 1st of September.
That's when the window shuts.
When we lose games like we did last season, and we're now behind. We're shut. The season starts on the 5th of August. Get it into your head. That is when the season starts. I know you can do a little bit of that, but I want to see players ready and going at Arsenal then. Not, it's in September when we've lost 2 or 3 games and then the season's over and done with. Get the business done early.
Get your main players in early.
Not all of them, but your main.
Yeah, well, then, so they've got the main players in.
What have we done to improve our weaknesses of last season? We've done a signing of Jesus, which is great. Yeah, right. We're weak in midfield and we're weak on the left side of the
midfielder.
Yeah, but like that goes alongside Odegaard, which we're not weak in because we could have played Odegaard and we could have played Smith Rowe in that position there, like, you know. Now, when you come into it and out, we're weak on the left-hand side, people turn around to me and say, we don't want to overspend. We don't want to overspend.
No, but we're trying to, at the moment, we're looking at this guy, Lissandro Martinez.
Right.
That's a possibility that we could...
I'll tell you what, I can go to Harrods and I can look in the shop window and I'm not going to buy that bloody bag. Go and buy it. You know what I mean? It's no good saying, oh, look, I've gone round Harrods today. What'd you get, Lee? Fuck all I got, like, but I was there. I'm not having it no more. I want to go into Harrods and buy something.
They've reportedly put 3 bids in.
Well, look, listen, I'll go into Harrods. How much is that bag? It's £1,000. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll give you 500. What's the security guard going to say? See you later. I'll come back in the next time and go, I'll give you 750 for it. It's £1,000. Either go and buy it or piss off.
It don't work like that, man. Come on.
Well, it does.
It don't work. It's not as simple as that.
Ben White was not worth £50 million. Right, I don't care what anybody says, but we wanted him and we went and made a statement and got it.
Yeah, fantastic. But it wasn't done overnight.
No, fantastic.
It took about a month to
oversigned. In fact, when we had someone like, as your brother said yesterday to me up there, we had Saliba in the wings. We could have actually played last season, but we prepared to overspend to get Ben White. I like that idea. So why are we not doing that with the midfield player?
We're probably going to... The Lisandro Martinez thing, we will overspend. If you look at his valuation...
And do you care if we do? Because I certainly don't.
I don't care. But obviously, those guys who are doing the negotiations do care. I don't know what kind of constraints they're under. I don't know what they've been told is your ceiling on certain players. But Lisandro Martinez, if Arsenal go to buy him, I think his valuation at the moment is under £30 million anyway.
Bargain then,
right?
30 million, come on.
Under £30 million, yeah, is his valuation. Ajax want 43 million. So, you know what I mean? So you've got a bargain. You can't just go out to every... It's not Abramovich. We just go out and say, how much? Yeah, I'll check. This is football. A lot of players haven't got a set price like a shop. You can't compare it to going into Harrods, right? If you got a player, it's a negotiation times. That's why you have agents. Right, if every player was just like, right, you know, I don't know, Jesus is 70 million, right? Then you wouldn't need an agent, would you? No. You got a player that's got a release clause. It's specific that he's got a release clause of like, you know, £100 million, and you still see a team go and buy that same player with that release clause for like 35 million. Negotiation times.
I get negotiation, but this is how I see it. Jesus, great signing. Like, is he worth 45 million? Probably a little bit more. The reason that he's worth that is because of
1 year left.
1 year left of his contract. Richarlison, let's just go on to him. Like 60 million Spurs have spent on him. Like, you know what I mean? Probably over the top. Why is it over the top? Because he's contracted to Everton.
He's got a longer contract, yeah.
So that's why I said. So you know what the price is. You either pay it or not. Now, for instance, with Rafinha, right? Let's just go back to Rafinha. 60 million, right? That's the price. Do you want to pay it or don't you? If you know.
Going to that, I'd pay it. I'd pay 60 million for Rafinha, even though.
You think it's over the top?
I think it's overpriced. He's got
2 years of his contract.
I think it's overpriced, but what it is, I think there's so many teams that are after him, big teams. Right,
you're going to have to do it.
You're going to have to, in this case, you have to pay over the odds. If he wasn't being chased by so many big clubs, then you can get him for less. But I think for what he would have bought to Arsenal, I think it'd be worth it.
Robbie, and that's my point. The players that we need... You know, like Martinez, for instance, like, you know, Manchester United are in for it. If he's a good player, there's going to be other teams interested in him. You know what I mean? Like midfield players and all that. Why are we stalling? The two midfield players that could do a good job for us is Fabian Ruiz at Napoli.
Yeah.
Who's 1 year left of his contract, and Tielemans. Like, you know what I mean? Like, either one of them improves our midfield.
No, on that I'm fully with you.
Right.
I don't.
So why are we not addressing that? Why are we not addressing that when we was prepared to address 50 million for Ben White? I'm not criticising Ben White here. When we had a good enough player, as he's been proved this season in Saliba, to not do that. Why are you not at Arsenal Football Club addressing that midfield that is weak? We're going in at this moment in time with the same midfield four that we had last season that was weak and didn't get us to where we wanted to go. So why have you not addressed that with week left before you go on pre-season? Why? And at the end of it, you've got Edu, who's a class midfield player, saying, "Oh, Arsenal fans are going to be excited." Well, I'm not going to be excited. Don't matter whether you get this, and this. If you've got a puzzle and my middle piece is missing, it's not completed. And that is the end of it. And when you've got players that are 20, 25 million or whatever, go over the odds and get those players in, because we've got 4 midfield players of the same 4 that are not good enough to get us into where we want to go. And that is a fact. And that is why I'm getting frustrated with this transfer window. You know, great that we've got Jesus, great that we've got Vieira, but where is that? I will be very, very happy. Like if Arsenal turn around and said, yes, we've signed a midfield player to improve that midfield from next season, I will be happy going into this season. But at this moment, until that is addressed, Robbie, I'm not going to be happy.
I must admit, with the Yuri Tielemans one in particular, I'm really baffled.
Spurs are linked with him, by the way, now.
Man United are linked with him as well.
Are they?
Right. I'm baffled by this situation, because the quotes we were hearing were £25 million, 25 to £30 million. Again, 1 year left, I know that. But to me, this guy's a young player. He's an excellent player. He's going to be playing at the World Cup for Belgium. We've seen what he can do. He improves our midfield. He offers serious competition in that area to everybody, right?
Improved our midfield.
I don't understand why we didn't move. We didn't go in for him. Just like I didn't understand the Basuma one. But you know what? If they even turn around and say, right, it's because we were getting Tielemans, then I understand it. Or like you said, Fabian Ruiz. But I do agree with you on that. I don't know why we're not trying to address that position now. I know we're going after Lisandro Martinez.
I get that.
I get that. But even that area, Tierney will be back, hopefully, by the start of the season.
Won't last the season,
right? And you've still got, even though he didn't do a great job in that area, but you've still got Nuno Tavares at the moment. So in theory, if the season started, there's still two.
Well,
but
he's not going to be fit for the beginning of the season, Tierney.
I think he might be.
Might be.
Yeah.
Might be.
No. We listen. We
definitely are looking to address that.
To be fair, we're looking to address that.
And that's how I'm happy with that. We're looking to address.
But I don't understand.
Where are we going to address the midfield?
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't understand why we've not gone in for Tielemans
or anybody.
If I see Tielemans end up somewhere else and we haven't got someone else in, I'm going to be. That one will upset me because
I'll tell you what.
If I see Tielemans go elsewhere, but we've got someone, we went for an alternative who's good.
Not a problem.
But if we just don't do nothing with Tielemans and then we don't address that, I'm with you.
And then it comes September when Partey gets injured, because he will do. People go, oh, he might not. He will do because he's got injured every season. Like Tierney, we have then the same players that we have in like this season. Yeah. It is criminal. And
that would be criminal.
And I'm telling you this now, people go, oh, be patient. I get
But we do have to be a little bit patient.
And I get that we have to be patient, but I think it is a critical area. You're going for someone like Rafinha, right, at this moment in time, 60 million, chasing him around even though he's running. When you actually go to his house and try to say, do you want to come to he's got a Barcelona shirt and scarf in his bedroom. But all right, we'll carry on doing it for another half hour, another 2 weeks.
So every single player at Arsenal is an Arsenal fan.
I'm not saying that, but you know what I mean. And we've spent a week and a half trying to do that. Yeah. When that midfield is more important than that position.
I must admit, with that, I can't fault you. It seems like a no-brainer to me. It really does. I'm really surprised.
And it'd be very interesting. We've got, and Laurie makes a great point earlier on. We've got Saliba coming back now. Where does he play Saliba next season? Well,
to be on the right side.
On the right side. Competing with a £50 million overpaid Ben White. Now, not
Ben White now.
No, I love Ben White. I think Ben White's going to be a very good player. And I had said last season, I love the fact that we signed Ben White for a little bit more than what we should have done because it showed me that there's an intent, there's an ambition. You know what I mean? Like, to get good players over the line. We need a good midfield player. I don't want to see us pay over for the odds for that. Tottenham have paid over the odds for Richarlison. Yeah. Why? Because they want to be successful.
I'm in agreement with you on the midfield player. The one thing I do still would agree with certain fans, what they're saying is we do need to be patient. It's July. We're just at the start of July. Just turning into July now.
The transfer great, isn't it? Pre-season.
Transfer window only opened in June.
Yeah,
right.
I get that, but pre-season started now, Robbie. And also, when I look at the pictures, it's fantastic, isn't it? I've seen Bellerin, Torreira. I ain't seen them for a while on there. Like, you know what I mean, good things there. I'll tell you what, like, you know, come the end of the month. They'll all be going off to different clubs. Oh, well, thanks for getting our players fit. Thanks for that, like, you know what I mean? Like, even you know, if you was a manager of another team, say, don't worry about it. Let Mikel and Arsenal get them fit, and we're taking them.
What do you want them to do?
We have got players.
What do you want them to do? So they can't train.
We're going to Germany next Thursday. What's today? Friday.
Yeah.
6 days' time.
Yeah, you'll be out there, won't you?
I will be out there. Yeah, 6 days' time to see Bellerin at right back. Guendouzi. I want to see the signings. I want to see the players that are going to take me.
Guendouzi's definitely gone. He's gone already.
Who?
Guendouzi's gone.
Oh yeah, he's gone. Torreira. Who else is
Bellerin?
Nelson's back in
Pablo
in the
Mari.
front. They're all back.
Reece Nelson,
They're
yeah.
all back, like, you know what I mean? So I'll be going there to see them. But really, what I want to see is a team that's going to give me an excitement. Watch Edu has turned and Josh has turned around to me and say, of going forward. I don't want to be seeing these players now. I want to see these
All right,
exciting
you
players.
need to relax a bit, man. The barbecue is firing up again.
It's like a bar. We've all been to those barbecues.
Eddie's barbecue's firing up.
When you go, this is Edu's barbecue at the moment. Like, we've all been to them. Everybody can relate to this. You think, right, I'm going to Robbie's barbecue today. He does a good barbecue, so I'm going to starve myself. Like, I'm not going to have anything to eat when I get there. You get there, he says, be there at 2 o'clock. Like 4 o'clock, there's still the coals are not on. This is what this transfer's like. You know what I mean? Like, I know I'm now waiting with my plate, going, come on, Robbie, lighten that barbecue up. I've had enough.
Relax, man.
Right, you know what I mean? I'm starving hungry here. Like, put a player on my plate. I want to see some players on my plate. Come on, Arsenal.
Your analysis is brilliant. Right? I think I'm with you with the frustration, but then also we have to be patient. We spent over 80 million pounds so far. Gabriel Jesus 45 million, Fabio Vieira 35 million, Marquinhos, right? Matt Turner. We've bought in players. You know what I think is heightening some of the anxiety is that we're looking across the road and we're seeing what Tottenham are doing at the moment. And they made some good signings. We can't lie. They bought in Richarlison. They bought in Basuma. They bought in, is it Perisic? They made a few good signings.
Foster in goal.
Fraser Forster. So they've strengthened. So far, with the signings that they've made, you'd look on it and you'd say, hey, they're strengthening a bit, man. We need to get serious because if we don't, they finished above us last year, only just. But if we don't strengthen properly, they're going to be a problem next season. Right?
Well, yeah, they are.
And of course, on top of that, we all know they've got a world-class manager. So that's what's heightening some of the anxiety. There's still a lot of time to get stuff done, but I'm in agreement with you. Some of those signings need to be right.
I'm going to be honest with you.
I would love to see Tielemans. I don't understand I heard this when I hear things about we've gone cold on Tielemans. I'm hoping that's not true because I'm with you. We can't be starting the season with this exact same central midfield because that central midfield is not good enough. We need more to it. Now, I think if you've got options of Tielemans, Partey, that's now you've got real quality in your midfield.
All of those midfield players, Partey, Xhaka, El Neni and Lokonga, I've got no problem with them being in the team. But we was bringing in Partey. Let's be honest, we was bringing in Partey on a plane. I've said this before. On the day he was back from Africa to play on a bench for us on a game. Yeah. That cannot go on.
That showed how desperate we was.
We're desperate, So you've got to be playing 2 of them in the Europa League, 2 of them in the league. You know what I mean? You need more, and you need to improve on that, You know what I mean? Because I'm telling you that now, Partey is not going to last the season. He's not lasted the season. So you know what's coming, and if you don't improve that and don't, address that, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be happy with what goes on in the transfer window. Listen, Lokonga could turn out to be a very, very good player, but for me, he needs to go on loan to a Premier League club, get a bit more strength and everything like that, learn his trade, come back, or even a good thing is he plays all the Europa League games, getting used to Arsenal,
what, without naming players, what else do we need to do this window?
I think we need to bring in a left-sided defender.
Yeah.
To cover. I would actually be looking at a left back or someone like that that's going to play and Tierney backing it up because Tierney's not. I love Tierney as a player.
I think that's why they're trying to get that Lisandro Martinez.
And if they get him there, I'm happy with that. Tierney still get his games, so we need that. I still think we need a real proper midfield player in there, a real proper box to box midfield player or a Tielemans or someone like that who's going to dictate play from us from that point of view there, and a wide player or a player that can play up front or wide. For instance, say if we was to bring in another centre forward, Jesus could go and do that job, like, you know what I mean, like, and then I do think that we probably listen. We went into last season.
So at least 3 players.
Yeah, at least 3. We went into last season with beginning of the season. We went in with Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Eddie. Right now we're going in with Jesus and Eddie. You know what I mean? Like, you know, Balogun was in there as well, but was never really quite in there. So we're going in weak than what we was last season. That's that in numbers as well as in quality. So I still think that maybe we need an attacking player, wide right, wide left, or up front. And then if you're gonna be selling players, Robbie, like, so if you're gonna, I don't know what's gonna happen with Pepe, like, you know what I mean? I don't know what's gonna, but he needs to go. For his own sake as well as us, so then you're going to have to look for another one in there. Like, do you know what I mean?
I think you're going to need to, if Pepe is more than likely to go, so you need to bring in a player in that area, 100%. I was doing an interview yesterday with this guy called Fumes Engineers, it's a big recording artist engineer and he knew his football good. He made suggestions about Zaha.
I'm a big fan of Zaha.
I think that, you know, because he goes, Robbie, I want to see a player that can run at people.
Yeah, we need that.
Right? And this is a great shout. The only thing with Zaha is just the age now.
Yeah.
And the amount of money he costs. But somebody of that ilk would be good up front. We definitely need a central midfield player. I'm still of the thing that maybe even a holding midfield player as well.
Yeah.
But a central midfield player, right? We need the, like you said, left back cover. I think somebody like that, Lisandro Martinez, who apparently can cover left back and centre back on the left hand side. I think we should be going full tilt to try and get a player like that, because I really do think we lack that type of player. And I still think, and I don't think we're going to get this, but I still think we need a target man striker.
Yeah.
I really do. You know what I mean? We need a plan B. Right, because I still look at it and I say neither Eddie or Jesus are big guys or great in the air. You know, they're not known for their aerial prowess. And I still think that's a problem. You know what I mean? I think there's games. I know Arsenal, you know, are not the sort of team that's always whipping high balls into the box anyway. But I think there's games where, you know, you want to have a different option. You want to change it up. And I just love to see a target man, that plan B that Arsenal could bring off the bench, that could come in and cause some little bit of mayhem and a little havoc in the box. And I don't understand why we've not got on for it. And like you said, you know what I mean? We did start last year with 3 strikers or with 3 players like that. But I just don't feel, you know what I mean? Jesus is a fantastic signing and I'm really, really happy with that. Right, I think Eddie, I've got no problem with him getting a further deal, despite I know some fans aren't. But those two, I think we're leaving ourselves light. Yeah. I would still like to see a target man. It's funny that, you know, I was looking at it the other day, right, and then the past seasons, the model's sort of been is these fluid front threes. So that's what Liverpool have had, and that's what Man City have had. These fluid front threes. Jesus has been a part of that. Sterling, Grealish, Foden. None of them are big. None of them are target men. Fluid, moving on, scored loads of goals. Liverpool, Salah, Mane, Firmino, Jota, all moving around. Now all of a sudden, those 2 teams have decided that actually we're going to get a target man.
Yeah, because what's that?
They've got Darwin Núñez, Liverpool, and Haaland has gone to Man City.
Because teams have
are we going for their model when they're switching up to something else? I don't know. I just feel I would like to see a target man at Arsenal, a plan B. Like when we was talking before, and I know this guy, he fell off, so he's probably not the right guy, and he'd be too much. We used to remember before, Calvert-Lewin. Yeah. Somebody that you can whip balls into, that, you know, somebody can hold that ball up, and
someone like that.
Still a little worried that we lack that.
And the reason Liverpool and Man City have gone down that route is because teams now not suss onto you. They go, right, how do you stop it? Let them have the ball out wide and let them put in crosses. because our two big central defenders can deal with it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and there have been times when Man City and Liverpool have been caught short a little bit by it. So now, when you play Liverpool now or Man City, like, you go, oh, I tell you what, like, let them have it out wide. They're going to be putting those crosses in. So it makes it a lot difficult. So, you know.
I'm just, you know, I'm just, you know, I'm wondering, you know, should we be going for somebody like that?
We need another four. Without anything now, without all the funfares and all the balloons about Jesus, right? To me, and whether you think I'm not being negative, I'm just being. This is what I want from my football club. Is like, right, yeah, we signed Jesus. Right, next we're on to the next one now. Not all this, we're here, you know what I mean? Like, and forgetting about what's coming up. Like, what Arsenal should be saying, yeah, we've got Jesus, bosh, get him out, reel him back in, because the next one's coming in.
I'd be really satisfied if we went over to that tour in America and we signed Lissandro Martinez and Tielemans. I'd be like, yeah.
Then I'm buying the new black and yellow shirt.
Yeah, it's been an
and I'm
excellent
going to be
window
very,
so
very
far.
happy about it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I'll be very, very happy.
You'd be happy for once this
I
summer.
will be happy. I won't be moaning. Like, you know what I mean? I won't be moaning.
Anyway, let's see what happens. As I said, it's still, you know, we're just entering into July. There's still a long way to go in this transfer window. A lot more pain to come. But, you know, a couple of weeks ago, Edu said, be excited. You know what I mean? The Arsenal fans who can be excited with what's to come. The barbecue...
Empty plate at the moment, Edu. Empty plate.
The plates are empty here, Edu. You know, we've had the starters. But we want some more food on that plate, right? So that is a message coming out.
That is a message.
That is a message coming from Lee today. Some food on that plate, and actually some spicy. We want a little bit of spice.
Oh, I know about that.
Oh, you don't like spicy?
I don't like that spicy. You can keep your jerk chicken, like, you know what I mean, like just a
How
nice.
can you not like jerk chicken?
I don't mind it, but I've had it once, and it was nice. It weren't too spicy. And another time, blew me wig off.
Get a bit of spice in your life.
No, I don't.
These are like all
spicy.
food, all plain or what?
No, not plain, but I remember once I was going to a game and we went into the old KFC and I ordered the chicken, you know, like and my mates turned around and said, "Put the hot one in there," and you know what I mean. So I bit into it. Like,
I mean Nando's. Or
no, it was definitely, it wasn't even that hot.
KFC.
Yeah, I bit into it. And they were all like,
yeah. So if you go, you go Nando's.
I'm not a lover of Nando's.
But when you go there, your chicken? What do you get?
Just a chicken and rice.
No, but what do you like? Hot, medium,
low.
Extra hot?
Low, medium, nothing over.
Yeah, he's dry, man.
Listen, my mate Mark, right? Oh, I love to death when we go to recovery, right? He gets the chicken madras or whatever, lamb madras, whatever they call it, like. And I'll see him eating and beads of sweat coming down his forehead, like. I'm thinking, what's all that about? I said, get down the gym if you want to lose some weight, not eating a curry. You know what I mean?
So you don't have no sort of...
No, none of all that stuff. You know, you get those little free pots and one of them's like very spicy.
Yeah.
Ooh, stay away, Lee.
God, I ain't coming around your house for dinner, I'll tell you that.
No,
yeah, I could just imagine what the food's like already. It's a bland food.
It's not bland, you know what I mean? It's just not bloody spicy stuff in it, like, you know what I mean?
Anyway, listen, thanks for watching the show today.
Happy birthday to Julian today, like, you know what I mean?
Julian, happy birthday. I didn't know it was his birthday. Happy birthday, Julian.
He keeps it quiet because he don't want to buy anybody a beer.
Happy birthday, you owe us a beer, Julian.
Yeah.
You owe us a beer. Happy birthday going out to Julian. And big up to you guys. Listen, let's be patient. I know the transfer window can be very painful, but, you know, I mean, the barbecue is it's warming up.
Is it on or off? We don't know.
Podcast available on all your favourite formats. Also, don't forget to subscribe here if you're watching this on YouTube, or if you're listening to us on Facebook. Like this video, and we'll catch you next week.